Welcome to King Lizzard's Game Lounge and Forza Horizon free racing action on Xbox One. So this is a race called GORGE CROSS COUNTry. Now in this case I actually chose to race this in C-Class vehicle, the POLARIS RZR XP1000 EPS Rockstar Edition. There are actually two of these in the game. One is a Rockstar Edition, one is a Standard. Comes in the class of an off-road buggy, and it actually looks like it's quite fun. It kind of is. But the thing I find a little bit disorientating about it is that it's got a very monotone engine sound. It kind of just it sounds like a lawnmower or a hairdryer or something. It was kind of okay to drive. I quite enjoyed it. Jesus, I managed to 360 that and keep it under control quite amazingly. And I'm up here against Pro AI in the game, so obviously making this as tough as I can for myself, almost. Not quite there, not the hardest mode, but the second hardest mode in the game. And traction on this feels quite good. It generally feels like quite a good handling vehicle. It's quite a slow vehicle, or it feels quite a slow vehicle. Maybe that engine sound's putting me off. In terms of C-Class Standard, it's a C520 spec car, and it's a 3.5 speed, so it's quite low on speed. But everywhere else, it's actually pretty good. For instance, the launch is 7.0 for this vehicle, which is pretty impressive. Handling at 6.1, and it's got good acceleration at 6.5 also. And then finally, braking is marked at 6.3, so pretty impressive attributes or stats overall for this vehicle. Based on my first-hand driving experience of this vehicle, which is now for the first time, it actually is quite a fun vehicle, to be honest. I know initially at the beginning of the game I felt it was a bit slow, but I'll be honest, this section's kind of sped things up. Even though I'm going uphill, it actually feels reasonably fast. So I think it's just a misinterpretation from me at the beginning of the race. But as a C-Class car, this is quite a fun car, especially for off-road. I would love to be able to get this thing into A or S. That would be pretty cool. Get some of these driving at mental speeds across off-road, racing up against your mates and stuff. Now, I don't know if you noticed in the video, I have actually been switching views on a regular basis just so you guys can see the racing action from a variety of different angles. Some of you I know race bonnet mode, some of you are like me, you race in car mainly, or you prefer to race in car. There are a hell of a lot of people obviously in Forza Horizon that like to use those chase modes, purely because one, it lets you see the most of the environment, but two, also you can see what's around you as well. So we're coming up to the finish here. I'm actually in, oh no, he pipped me at the line, you absolute. So basically I got third place, stole the second place off me, so I got pushed back into third there. But I was actually racing against Pro AI, as I said, but I was driving automatic, so I wasn't actually driving manual that time, purely because I've just been a bit lazy doing this video really. But I just wanted to see, in all honesty, how well I could do against Pro in automatic. And I'll be honest, I am finding Pro very tough in this. A few of these races that I've been trying to do, there were a couple I actually backed out of and I didn't record because they were just too damn difficult to actually get a podium, let alone a win. So I think it's just a matter of, you know, getting the right car, getting used to a particular track and stuff. But I think there also is going to be an element of getting the right tune, as well as the right configuration for some of these races, because some of them are actually quite difficult at Pro mode. The earlier modes, things like normal, I'll be honest, I just find that too easy, so I can't race it, purely because I've just done a lot of racing games. There's that 360 there I managed to survive, and you know, I think this is great fun. It's nice to see something different in Forza Horizon, obviously, and I'm really loving the Outback here as well. It's the second place that I chose to drive. And I think the third place will be, I think it's the Yarran Valley I'm going to go for, which is like the jungly area. So I think a lot of people generally, or at least the game told me that, I think it was 67 people went for like the Surfers Paradise, the city area. So I will get there eventually, but right now I'm having fun out in the Outback with these off-road cars. Some of the changes in Forza Horizon 3 include an additional feature in terms of a view. At the beginning of the video, you've seen me switching views. And one of the new views supports a steering wheel, so basically it's a dashboard view within the car that allows you obviously to add a steering wheel without seeing a second steering wheel, something that people have been very keen to get in this game, Forza Horizon 3, and obviously something that's been around now for a long time in games like Drive Club project cars and a Sella Corsa. The other features, this race here particularly, you can actually choose your own race. So whenever you do the race is set, but what you race it with is another story. So you can actually choose what class of vehicle and stuff you want to do the racing, which is kind of okay. I can't say I'm a massive fan of it, because I prefer the game to tell me what I need to do. That way I feel more challenged. And obviously you could quite simply just race the same car 100 times. That for me would just get not interesting and very boring quite quickly. So I think it's fair enough they've added it as a feature, but for me not necessarily one I'm interested in. Anyway, I'll take this opportunity to thank you guys for watching. Big thanks to all my subscribers and supporters out there, and please be kind enough to rate the video if you haven't done so already, and also click that sub button. I need all the support I can get at King Lizzard's Game Lounge, and you're all welcome. Take care, keep well, keep watching, and most importantly, come back soon.